Hello and welcome back to the Old Realms, and we're fighting a Bretonnian vassal. And this vassal is actually relatively strong, so I'm kind of worried about this, actually. I'm kind of worried about this. As you can see, he actually has 157. 157. So that's a significant amount more than we have, that's for sure. And hopefully we're going to be able to do something here. Hopefully I am actually going to get maybe a usage out of my Plague of Rust. Might be pretty cool. And let's see what we can do. I obviously just want to get every single person up to the front here. That's pretty much all I really want to do right now. You know, it's going to be the most important for us to do that. And we do have a lot of cavalry. And I do have some infantry, but not really a huge amount. And I feel, you know what? I feel right now that we're not really using a huge amount of tree spirits. So it may in fact be a better idea for us to change our mark. I'm talking about our symbol, whatever it's called. You know that thing that Wood Elves have? They can choose 3 different symbols, and I think that the one I'm using right now is benefit to tree spirits. And as it stands right now, I don't know actually whether that is being as effective as it could be, because I'm not using a huge amount of dryads. I only have 2 tree men, and so as a result, it's maybe not as impactful as it could be. But I mean, I think the benefit is actually quite large, so maybe it is good. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Okay, so let's just put these into a loose formation right here. We're just going to leave our infantry out the front as well. And I am going to use Pan's Impenetrable Pelt, because I'm a bit worried about getting absolutely murdered here. And Soul Quench is definitely going to be a thing. Okay, hello there. Yeah, this is not great. Ah, there we go. They're collapsing. This is perfect. Soul Quench. Let us go. Boom. Oh, yes. Did that... Are you serious? Did that literally only do that? Are you joking? That was hilarious. That did nothing. That did nothing at all. That is so much worse than I anticipated. Okay, well, there you go. I guess I can just continue casting my special ability at least. I mean, that's the one thing that I can really do. That's very nice. As you can see, it is literally just charging itself dramatically. And Plague of Rust. That's what I'm going to play here. There we go. Used it. And let me use my special ability once again. Let me charge in my cavalry. Wow, my special ability is charging instantaneously almost. What is actually going on with that? That's insanity. Okay. The funny thing is, I do actually have more Spellsinger companions now, because I actually did get a couple more. Soul Quench, let's use it again. Boom. Okay, thankfully it doesn't actually do friendly fire damage by the looks of things. So, that's nice. Or maybe it does, and I just didn't realize, but it didn't seem to. And we're good. We're actually fine. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. And that was actually significantly easier than I anticipated, but obviously we do have to bear in mind, Bretonnian vassals, they are most likely going to be having a large contingent of peasant levies, and the peasant levies themselves, they are really not going to be they're not going to be good. You know, they're not going to be good at all. And you can see here that this guy literally had like, what, 82 of them. And I summoned 37 dryads? Wow, okay, I'm actually very surprised that I summoned 37 dryads, but there you go. Alright, so we're just going to continue letting people go. I don't really see the point in actually taking people prisoner. Maybe it's useful, but I feel like farming enemies is much better than not, and just kind of keeping them as prisoners. I don't know, I feel like that's probably a better idea, because being able to keep them you know, running around and just randomly going wherever, I think that's so much more effective than, you know, taking them prisoner. Because if I do take them prisoner, obviously that is more to do with, shall we say, world domination. World domination is obviously assisted dramatically by taking people prisoner, potentially executing them, and so on and so forth. But the way that we're trying to do things right now is not really that. I'm not really attempting to, you know, dominate the world, as it were, at the moment. All I'm really trying to do is just assist our faction as best as I can, and, well, seeing what happens with that. As you can see, we're getting another 43,000 right here. Pretty crazy. And, yeah, we can now make our way back into enemy territory. I've actually leveled up as well, of course. I am going to be getting, in my opinion, I feel like I should probably just get more medicine skill. So I think that's probably what I will do. And we also have another career point. This is my favorite part of pretty much any Old Realms playthrough. Whenever I've made a series on the Old Realms, my favorite part is choosing the career skills, because I always feel like this is super, super fun. Okay, so Ariel's Blessing also provides Wind's Recharge? Okay, what does that mean? I have no idea, but let's take it. Let's take it. Sounds fun. And let's see what happens. Doesn't seem like that changes anything, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Maybe it's actually going to do something. But yeah, anyway, what I would like to do is maybe join a couple of sieges. I was actually thinking of doing a siege by myself. Not sure if that's a particularly good idea. There are a bunch of Bretonnian vassals around here as well, which may in fact... Whoa! They took that super fast. Wow, okay. But yeah, anyway, which may in fact be a pretty decent idea. Like, for example, this guy right now. I could potentially just go in for the auto-resolve here, but I don't think that's particularly worthwhile. I think it's much better for us to go in, use a couple of spells, level up my spellcraft, you know, just generally have a whale of a time, because this is actually super, super fun. It is a lot of fun to fight. And I really enjoy being a Wood Elf spellcaster as well. Obviously, there are other benefits to being a, you know, the other career option, the Way Watcher, I think it's called. There are other benefits to doing that, of course. But I really like the ability to cast spells, especially in a mod that allows you to cast spells. I feel like you might miss out a great deal if you don't have something like this. But anyway, let's just actually see here. Soul Quench is definitely going to be my first port of call. Let's try it. Okay, good damage. Not really? Are you serious? That's it? Huh. Well, yes. The fact that I was so incredibly, not really shocked as it were, but I was quite surprised, let's just say. I was quite surprised that we had such a terrible showing from Soul Quench there. Kind of strange. Soul Quench apparently does less damage to humans than it does to beastmen. Is that true? Because it feels like there's no like damage over time effect or something like that. It's kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but anyway, I'm hopeful that the auto-delegate AI will actually do something, because as you can tell, they're being a little bit weird right now, but thankfully, no, it does seem as though they are actually murdering now. I mean, clearly, this vassal was not really anyone that we needed to be super, super careful of. As you can see right here, my medicine skill is doing an amazing job of keeping my forces alive. And it is also allowing us to take a lot of prisoners in the process too. I'm obviously not going to be taking this guy prisoner, speaking of that, because there's no point in me doing that, like I said before. Otherwise, I could take some dryads, but I don't really care about that. I mean, you could see here, our faction is being very resilient. I'm actually very surprised that we're getting such resilient units for the most part. Very, very weird, because usually I would expect Wood Elves to be quite fragile, but because of our medicine skill, I'm going to assume that that's actually making a big difference. I feel like my medicine skill is really making a lot of sense with these people. 66 prisoners, and we only gained, what, 1,500? That is really bad, actually. That is really, really bad. Okay, yeah, I do need to actually use my bow some more as well, so I am actually going to be doing that much more often. I feel like I am not doing that as much as I potentially should, but I feel like spellcasting is just so fun, right? You know, spellcasting is just so fun that I don't really have the opportunity to really do that, you know, because using a bow is all very well and good, and it's certainly you know, it's definitely something that we want to dabble in a little bit here and there, because we are indeed an elf, and an elf that doesn't use a bow, well, that's kind of unusual, isn't it? But I personally feel like if you're not using a bow and you're using spells instead, I think that's quite fun. I don't know, I like it at least. Anyway, let's just see. Can I fight this guy? Yeah, I will just literally fight this guy in an auto-resolve. I don't see the point in actually going in here against him. And there we go. Look at that. Loads of medicine skill increase. And I can also rescue these dryads this time around as well. Let's put these dryads in the top here so that they actually spawn in a little bit faster ahead of everyone else. I don't really want to take any of their prisoners either. I feel like the prisoners are actually providing us with such minimal benefit. It's really not worth me capturing them or anything like that. They even the highest tier are not really giving me anything at all. They're giving me like what, 1500 gold or something like that, which is really, really bad. Okay, 30% increased influence gain from battles. That directly impacts how much we actually get from being a mercenary, so I'm very, very pleased about this. And now let's go in. Let's go into this battle and see what we can do. Okay, here we go, here we go. Alright, so let's see now. Oh, they're pretty close. Okay, they're pretty close. So let's actually get these guys over here, put them here. This is there. I mean, we have a lot of infantry actually right now, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not really necessary for us to be super, super hardcore about this. Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot, as you can tell. Should I just... You know, sometimes I feel like what I should do is just buff my people. I'm talking about, you know, just buffing my infantry and just sending them straight in. You know what? I'm not going to charge everyone in. I'm just going to charge my infantry. I'm going to put the archers over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to charge the infantry, but we're going to give them meteoric ironclad. Okay, we're going to give them that. Why is this buff so... Does it buff them around me? It seems to buff them around me. Okay. Okay. What? Really? This can only be cast in a frontal cone, even though it's literally right on top of me. Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay, there we go. Nice. They're all buffed, or at least most of them are buffed. And I'm just going to send them in. It's going to last quite a long time, or at least I think it does. So that's kind of nice, I guess. And let's see what happens. Maybe we're going to actually get something really, really cool to happen here. I mean, I was kind of hoping that the enemy would actually charge, but they don't seem to want to do that. Let's see if I can do some damage with Soul Quench. It's a bit of a slow-moving projectile, so I did do some damage here. There we go. Use my ability. I'm going to charge these guys. I mean, I've obviously charged them already, but I just want to make sure. And we're going to charge the cavalry. And I can use Plague of Rust now, technically, as well, on these guys. Boom. There we go. And let's cast my ability once again. And they're going to take huge damage now. Like, these cavalry are going to take so much damage. And Soul Quench is now available once again. Yes, I want to use it. Yes, I want to use it. It's so fun. Come on now, Soul Quench. Get it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Nice damage. Nice damage. Okay, use my ability once again. And look at this. We're actually getting significant gains from this. I have 100%. I literally just gained 100% instantaneously because probably one of my tree men actually did damage. It feels to me like whenever a tree man actually hits anything, it immediately gives you the spell, you know, it immediately gives you your class spell instantaneously. You can see that right here. And how many have I actually summoned? I think I've summoned like what, 50 of them or something by now. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. This is the kind of thing that you really want as well, and it's one of those. I've talked about this at length in previous Old Realms series. But whenever you play a mod, or even a game at this point, right? You always, if you're playing a hero-based character, because let's face it, we are actually we're supposed to be a relatively strong character, right? And if you get the right spells and you get the right skills and you know how to combine them, or you're just generally having a good synergy, and because it's well designed, then this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a significant recharge rate. Look at what we have here. You know, a significant recharge rate because our tree spirits hitting enemies charge our special ability, and then we can summon more tree spirits, and that inherently then feeds into itself, which makes it even easier for us to get more tree spirits, and then those tree spirits continue hitting, and so on and so on and so on. So it just feeds into itself, which is so incredibly good, and that, in my opinion, that's good design. I think that's really, really good design. That's what I like, at least. I like that. I think that's super, super fun. Anyway, we will take some prisoners this time around, and we're going to see how much we get for these fellows. We're probably not going to get a huge amount, but we're going to try it nevertheless. And let's see if I can get a couple of pieces of loot here. There we go. We'll donate the rest of the experience, even though it's not really going to do too much for me. And do we have... there's a town over there, so I will go to the town. A tranquil pond. As your party is traveling, you come across a tranquil scene that steals your breath away. Before you stretches a serene pond, a hidden gem amidst the wilderness. The water is calm and clear, reflecting the azure sky above. Lush vegetation surrounds the pond, offering a peaceful sanctuary. Golden sunlight filters through the trees, casting a glow on the water's surface. The air carries the gentle scent of nature, a soothing balm for your weary senses. Birds sing melodious tunes, contributing to the serene atmosphere. As you stand there, captivated by the sight, your men catch up to you. Their faces, etched with exhaustion, light up with wonder and relief. Even the typically reserved member of your group manages a small smile. Your second places a hand on your shoulder, their voice carrying a rare note of lightness. A moment of respite by the pond? What do you say? What would you have your party do? Okay, so we can forage for wild plants, which we have a 50% chance at multiple things. However, I feel like it would probably be a good idea to just do this. But can we choose all of these? You order your party to forage for wild plants. You find some wild rice. +1 grain. There we go. Okay. So technically, I didn't actually know whether you could select all of them or whether you could just select one. If I was only selecting one, then I probably would have just selected the one that just, you know, regenerates everyone and everything, but it wasn't actually necessary anyway, because as you can see, we're back up to full scratch anyway, so, you know, super nice and easy. As you can see, we did actually get 9,300 for those prisoners, probably because we actually had some relatively high tier units that time, because every other time that we've done that, we didn't really have high tier units, so, well, not that many, shall we say. Not that many. Anyway. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, so we did actually get to 150 in medicine skills, so let's have a look. Okay, I will probably be going for pristine streets, because this gives us a 20% increased party healing rate while waiting in towns. That sounds like the best possible idea. And let's see, do you think I can actually tackle this guy? Do you think I can actually face an army of 556 and win? I'm thinking right now that that's probably not... Is that doable? I feel like it might be doable, but I also have a bad feeling that I'm probably getting overconfident. Because, I mean, you can see already right now that we're tackling around 150 to 200 units. Obviously, we haven't really fought anyone that's near to 200, but let's just say that we're fighting people that are around that power level. And... we're not doing too badly. I don't know. We're not doing too badly. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we are biting off a little bit more than we can chew if we actually do go for something a little bit harsher, like, you know, attacking an army of 550. That might be a bit too difficult, but I kind of want to, you know. I kind of want to. Maybe in the future when we have master level spells or something like that. I mean, I am casting quite a few spells every single battle here. I do have to be a bit careful about doing this too, so let's just actually do Soul Quench. Let's just fire that off. Nice. Let's just summon some dryads. And that was it, really? That was all that we got? That was pretty terrible, wasn't it? Oh well, never mind. It's not too bad. Okay, these guys are wanting to do something with us here. I'm going to get out my little falchion as well. I am going to be replacing the falchion, by the way, but at the moment, this weapon is probably one of the most powerful weapons in the entire game. That's the reason why I'm using it right now, because generally, as you can see right there, I did 6 damage. You know, that's unheard of, you know. Doing that amount of damage is just crazy good, you know. Okay, so actually, wait a minute. Let me just get my archers over here. I'm going to try and use... I can't use soul quench yet. Oh, I almost got murdered. Okay, that was really, really close. Can I use soul quench now? Oh. Did I just slow down? Did you see that? When I activated my spell, which obviously slows the game down a little bit because you're technically giving an order, I then got caught up with very, very fast. That was weird. Right, well, as you can quite clearly tell, we are having a very, very simple time here because my cavalry are just destroying, obliterating the opponent right now. And that is all she wrote. Look at that. Look at how easy that was. I didn't even need to do much. It's so funny. It's really, really funny. As soon as you get these elvish cavalry, you don't even really need to worry too much. You could probably just go in against quite a few of these units and then be absolutely fine. I mean, I don't know whether it's the fact that the cavalry is so strong or whether it's because the AI is not really showing itself to really field troops that can actually handle such an army. That's the thing. Because I'm obviously, look, I have 50. Okay, I have 57. I didn't actually realize I had so many of them. But yeah, I have 57 of these guys, and funnily enough, I could literally get even more if I wanted to. You know, I could get even more of these guys. I could replace the low X tricksters, for example. I could get another 7, so I could technically get, 65, 60, maybe even 70. Which would be pretty crazy. I could just replace basically every other unit, and these guys are crazy good. I mean, they're not that amazing because they do have 210 in skills. And you can see the BRETONNIAN questing knights and the Grail knights. You can see the Grail knights, they're actually much better. They have 270 in skills, but I don't know whether you've already realized this, but the BRETONNIAN Grail knights are so much rarer. They are so much rarer that you're not really going to be seeing a huge amount of those, in comparison to what we currently have going on here, where, I mean, they're pretty I wouldn't say common, okay? I was about to say common, but you're going to see quite a few of those. Quite a few of the Stag Knights. You're going to see quite a few of these. So that's pretty, I think that's definitely an argument for them, to be honest. Whereas the BRETONNIAN Knights, they are quite hard to level up. At least, maybe they are. I'm actually not entirely sure. It's been a while since I played Bretonnia. And there we have it, arriving at Chateau Frontier. We have now gained 59,000. Yes, that's very, very good. I like that. Wait a minute. Oh. Did you see that? Look at what's on my screen right now. 9,148 Beastmen. Look at how crazy that is. No, that is literally just because, as you can see from my zoom level, it made it look as though this party literally had 9,148, which it doesn't, obviously. There's just two standing next to each other, but for a second, I actually thought that there was a party with that amount. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if there was literally a party with 9,000 troops? I don't even know. That party would never be able to catch anyone in the history of the world because they would just be moving at 1.0 the entire time, and it would never ever get anywhere. But yeah, that's pretty funny. All right, are we actually gonna? Ooh, hello there. Okay, wait. I need to go into this. I didn't actually want to wait that long. But I kind of had to, because I don't want to fight at night. I hate fighting at night. You know, fighting at night makes everything so much more annoying, because we don't actually see anything. It's kind of sad. Anyway, let me see what we can do here. I actually don't know what to do. I guess we're just going to charge. Are we literally just going to charge? That's all we're going to do? That sounds kind of weird. Alright, Plague of Rust it is. Plague of Rust on their knights, I guess. Or shall I do that on the infantry? No, I think on the knights would probably be the best idea. This guy's trying to use his lance against me. How did you hit that, sir? I'm going to give you props for that. I'm going to give you props for that, because that was actually very well done. Let's use my Meteoric Ironclad. There we go. And now we're gaining a significant amount of... so my buff apparently is giving me this, or is it just because I sent all my tree men in? Oh man, look at that. I literally could be using my ability so much more often, but unfortunately there is a cooldown. There's a 5-second cooldown. Oh dear. Oh darn. Oh yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, well, never mind. It doesn't really matter too much, because as you can see, we are absolutely slaughtering every single thing in sight. There isn't anything else for me to actually cast right now. So I guess the best thing for me to do is just wait until I can cast more Dryads. That's pretty much it, as you can see. Look at that. I mean, obviously my Spell Singer is also going to be casting things, and that's going to... Wow, look at my ability. Look at my ability. It's just charging. It's just charging every single second, basically. Wow. That is crazy good. This, you know, this actually makes me think that I might have been able to actually defeat this army by myself. But then I'm reminded of the fact that actually, you know what? You know what would probably happen instead? I would probably get lanced in the face and instantly killed. And then my forces would have to fight by themselves, and we'd probably have a pretty bad time of things, you know, all things considered at that point. That's probably what would have actually happened, you know, all things considered. That probably would have been the thing. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why I was thinking, yeah, maybe not the best idea. I mean, I could obviously stay back, right? I could obviously stay back. I could stay out of trouble for the most part. But sometimes you do have to take a bit of a proactive role just to get the spells off, you know? Because if I want to use Plague of Rust, I am going to need to get kind of, you know, close to the opponent. You know, it's got a pretty limited range for the most part. But there you go. Anyway, we did manage to achieve victory. Surprisingly enough, I don't know how much I actually did there. I didn't even take a look and see, but yeah, well, doesn't matter really. Okay, so there you go. We did level up our leadership skill a little bit. I'm going to let everyone go for the moment. I don't really see the point in taking any of them prisoner. I will take some of these guys prisoner, though. Just a couple. They're not really going to give me a huge amount for selling them anyway, but, you know, it's going to be fine. And, ooh, nice. Nice amounts of loot. And one thing I got to say about the Old Realms, they really know how to price their loot. I think the loot is absolutely fantastic. Every single time you go into a battle, whether that's against beastmen or something a little bit more dangerous, you're always going to get something that is actually going to be worth you fighting that. Because obviously in the base game, you don't really have anything like that most of the time. In the base game, you pretty much just have, you know, if you go in against looters, for example, you're more than likely going to be disappointed. Because all you're really going to get is just a bunch of, I don't know, cloth, felt, hats, and some pants. And that's pretty much it. And maybe some axes, you know, some blacksmith's hammers and things like that. And that's pretty much all you're going to get. And that's not going to be particularly rewarding for what you've just done. But obviously looters are basically the same as outlaws. These guys right here. Kind of. But I don't know. I do really like the way that they balance this mod. I think that it is shaping up so nicely, and I feel like it's only going to get better and better as more factions get added, and I cannot wait. I literally just cannot wait for that, because it is going to be so incredibly fun. Once we start getting things like Skaven and Chaos, and who else are we going to get? Who else are we going to get? Dwarves, I guess? Dwarves? Lizardmen, right? Who else can we get? Pirates, I suppose. We could get pirates. We could get Kislev. I'm not a big fan of Kislev, so please don't add them. But I can imagine they're going to be really hard to deal with, because, you know, ice magic and everything. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a huge headache. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.